G'day, and welcome to episode 84 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean, and this is my weekly podcast where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers to the podcast, but if you are new, I would love it if you take just a few moments to say hi in the comments so we all know we have a new friend. Come see what I've been working on, what I'm up to, and possibly what's coming up in the future. But let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. This week was a little weird. I didn't get as much sewing done as I wanted, but we had new floors installed in our lower part of our house, so that was to be expected. But I actually got more done than I thought I was going to. The first thing I want to show is the all wrapped up quilt, which is a collab that I'm doing with Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna. I always get that name tongue-tied. And it's been a fun project. She has finished hers, so if you want to see what her finished project looks like, definitely head over to her channel, her live from Monday the 31st of July, and see what it looks like. It's really, really neat. But let's see what I've been up to. Last week I showed you part of the rows that I put together. I've used different fabrics, all scraps from the body of my dog. I showed you like this part last week, and I went ahead and finished all of these. It's going to be 86 different fabrics altogether. I do have one duplicate. So that's the first row. This is row number 2, and you would have seen some of this, but like at least half of this is new. I just love all these different fabrics that's done from different projects. Some are project bags, some are quilts, some are face masks that we used during the pandemic. It's just I just grabbed stuff out of my scrap bin. There's a couple of solids in there, but I tried not to use too many of those, and so that's that. And then I went ahead and cut out all the background fabric and the dog itself, and I did this, and I think this turned out so beautifully. So this will be the top row, and then the other rows will be like 3 full rows of the ones I just showed you, and then there'll be the end of the dog, so you'll be able to see his back legs and tail and that sort of thing there as well. So that's what I have for my works in progress. I still have a bunch more to share with you, so don't run away just yet. But now let's look at our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, this is just a series of videos that I take during the week, mostly of me sewing, but also some other doggos and anything else we get up to. So I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody if they starched their fabric before sewing, and I loved hearing all the answers, and I was surprised to hear that I was not the only one that doesn't starch on a regular basis. A lot of you do, and there's several different brands that you use, and I'm very interested in maybe trying some of those out in the near future, so that might be a fun video for me to do at some point. This week I thought it'd be fun to just talk about different projects, but I would love to know what is the most challenging or most difficult project that you have ever attempted. And were you successful? For me, I thought about this answer, and it's kind of tough. I think probably the toughest one would have been, it all depends, because what was tough for me 12 or 24 months ago may not be tough today. But at the time, I think my Rhapsody quilt that I did last year would have been tough. When I first started that thing a few years ago, my piecing skills were not as refined as they are today, and that really made it difficult for me. But I finished that quilt. It looks fantastic. Well, the quilt top. It looks fantastic, and I'm so glad that I persevered through that. And I think the bear paw would have been another one in that same situation where I just did not have the skills at the time. But I'm glad I put it to the side and brought it back later on. So now it is time to talk about our goals. And this week I just like to continue on my momentum. I'd like to get some more done on this doggo quilt because, as I said and mentioned earlier, Donna is all finished with hers, and I don't want to be too far behind. I'm making good progress, everything's cut out, and she said it comes together pretty quickly, and it seems like it is, which is really neat. And then I think I'd like to make some more progress done on my trash truck quilt, which is one I started a few weeks ago, but I haven't touched since. and then we'll see what else I get up to. I'd love to hear what your goals are. So in case you missed it, we had 3 videos come out this week. The first one was Clue 6 of the Village Green Puzzle Mystery Quilt by Cotton Cuts, the time lapse that I did putting that clue together. You get to see the whole thing come together in about 4 minutes, so definitely check that video out if you missed it. And then I had 2 lives on Saturday. I had my break with the guy who sews on Saturday morning. I brought in my good friend Janice, who is one of my wonderful guild members, and she also has her own channel called The Right Way. And we had a great time just chatting and sewing and having a good time together. So definitely check it out and check out her channel if you haven't already done so. And then on Saturday evening, I came on as a special live in the evening, so that way my viewers from the West Coast and other parts have a chance to see me live, because getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning is a little tough. And so I sewed together Carnival, the new puzzle mystery quilt by Cotton Cuts, Clue 1 in the Bum Pop colorway, which is a Batiks red, white, and blue. And I had a lot of fun doing that. So if you missed any of those, go check out the videos and the replays. And I'd always love hearing comments from you. So upcoming videos, I have a couple planned this week. The first one is, as I mentioned earlier, we got new floors put in the lower part of our house. And I had to clean out my sewing room. And I thought, why not do a sewing room tour? It's something that people have requested for a while, but it's usually like a hot mess. But since it's kind of clean and organized now, I thought it'd be a really good time to go and do that. So if all goes well, I'll get that out this time, sometime this week. I would also like to do a time lapse of Carnival Clue 1 and put that out this week. And then this Saturday morning, I'm going to be sewing Clue 7 of Village Green with my good friend Stephanie from Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. So yeah, two puzzle mystery quilts going on at once. It's going to be very confusing for me, but I'm going to work my way through it. I hope to see you in some of those videos. And now it is time to talk about my completed blocks, and this is always one of my favorite parts of the podcast, and it's going to be Clue 1 of the Carnival Puzzle Mystery Quilt, and here we go. I just think this turned out so beautifully. I love the different colors, the different batiks. There's a plain red here, and then there's one with dots, the white and the blue. So this is going to look really, really fun, and this block looks a little different to the ones I've seen in the past, so I'm really interested to see what the final design looks like. Yeah, I know it's only Clue 1, we've got 9 months to go, but I'm already thinking about the final design. But that's what I had finished this week. Hopefully next week I'll have some more finished objects to show you as well. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. It may be a little shorter than normal, but we had construction going on and that sort of thing there. So if you did like the video, hit that like button, share with a friend, and I always love hearing comments from everybody. So I hope you all have a great week. Happy sewing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.